Hey guys, are you ready to learn about blogging as a business? My name is Katie Dodd, and I'm the owner of Katie Dodd Nutrition, LLC. I run the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, the Geriatric Dietitian website, and the High Calorie Recipes food blog. I am a blogger, a speaker, a mentor, and a leader within the field. So, what can you expect from today's webinar? Well, you are going to learn how to blog as a business, bringing in multiple streams of income on your own time and from the comfort of your own home without seeing patients. So, you guys, there is so much more to being a dietitian than what we experience in the typical 9 to 5 job. So, I want to encourage each and every one of you to think of going beyond the 9 to 5. Now, whether or not this is creating your own business as a side hustle or doing something on your own altogether, but we're looking at something that is outside of the box when it comes to our field. Dietitians aren't just in hospitals, they aren't just in universities, they aren't in, food service and long-term care. There are opportunities for dietitians to make impact and to make income everywhere. And there are limitless opportunities for making money and impact as a dietitian online. So, is this for you? My question for you guys, what is your dietitian dream? When it comes to your career, when it comes to what you want to do, when it comes to why you became a dietitian, what is your dream? And are you dreaming big enough? I think too often we decide to dream too small. We think that those dreams that we really have in our head and in our heart, that they're just too crazy, too wild, too audacious, that we just don't want to speak them out into the world. So I want to encourage you guys to think, what is your dream? What do you want to do as a dietitian? And are you dreaming big enough? If you aren't dreaming big enough, then my goodness, it is time to start. So is blogging for you? I really love blogging because blogging is a low-cost business which anyone can tackle. If you think of being a business owner, if you were to go out there and start a brick and mortar business, you probably would have to go take out a loan. You would have to find a space to rent. You'd have to get, equipment, furniture. You would have to get an electronic medical record, computer. Like you would have to spend so much money in investing in starting a brick and mortar business. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Plenty of dietitians do it, and it's a wonderful opportunity. But the thing about blogging doesn't cost a lot of money. It does cost a little bit of money to have a website online that you could monetize, but we're talking around less than $90 for your first year of blogging. That's nothing compared to, how much money it costs to run a brick and mortar business. So blogging is phenomenal. Anyone can do it. Most people have a computer in their home. Most of us have a computer in our pocket, known as a cell phone. And really, blogging is possible. It is something that you and I can do. And I'll tell you, it's something that a lot of people do who are not dietitians. There are a lot of bloggers out there blogging about nutrition, creating content about nutrition online, and they are not the registered dietitian. They're not the nutrition expert. They're spreading incorrect information. And I know you guys know this because a lot of you are the ones who are sitting in the clinic dealing with patients, and you have to work through all of that, false information that they've gotten online. So you guys know it's out there, and that really shows you anyone can be a blogger, anyone. But if we as dietitians learn how to blog, we learn how to blog as a business, then we can take over that online space, make impact, and make money. So let's talk about some dietitian problems when it comes to blogging. So there are 3 main problems that I've identified when it comes to dietitians starting their own blog as a business. First off, they don't know what they want to do. Oftentimes this comes down to picking a niche. A lot of us come into dietetics because there are so many different areas, so many different facets of the field that we're fascinated with. We have these areas that we love to teach. We have these areas that impact us personally. We all have those areas that we love, and sometimes we have multiple loves within the field. But then also, we don't really know how to make money out of what we love to do. I remember actually a long time ago, I used to say, I wish that I could get paid to make things easy to understand and look pretty. Now, I didn't realize at the time, in some ways that's blogging. I get to, through a blog, make concepts easy to understand, and I get to make them look pretty. So, I think a lot of us, we don't know what we want to do, but we also don't know, how we're going to make money doing it. So then number 2 is that we don't know how to do it when it comes to the blog. We don't know the tech. We don't know the strategy on how to make our blog grow. And we don't have the business skills to really tackle blogging as a business. And don't worry, we're going to talk about all these things. And then number 3, if you take number 1 and you take number 2, you don't know what you want to do, you don't know how to do it, and you add on perfectionism, and we know most dietitians struggle with perfectionism, well, what do you have? You have overwhelm and inaction. So these are the biggest problems when it comes to a dietitian starting a blog. So let me tell you guys a little bit about my story. I have a full-time job that I love. I've been a dietitian since 2008, and I work as a home care dietitian. I have a great job, amazing pay, wonderful benefits, and I love it. I know a lot of people, as they come into the entrepreneurial world and it comes to starting a business, they think it's all or nothing. I have to either, go all in and be a business owner or have a full-time job. But that's not true. You can absolutely do both. Many people do it. So I started side hustling, so doing something on the side, in 2014. I'm not going to take the time to share my story during this webinar because it'll take way too long, but I really fell into side hustling by accident, and I loved it. I love nutrition. For me, it's a hobby. I love doing this stuff on the side, and to be able to make money on top of it, I was just like, man, this is so cool. For me, I see patients in my job full time, but I have zero interest in seeing patients outside of my full-time job. And that was really something that held me back from starting my own business, because I always thought that a nutrition entrepreneur, a nutrition business owner, saw patients on the side. I didn't realize there was this whole vast opportunity for us to make money online through blogging and all these different things that we can do. So when I first started, again, I had really small goals. I didn't have these I had big dreams. I had audacious dreams, but I played it safe. I played it small, and my goals were like make $300 a month. It was not much. I felt like, oh, that's some good money. $300 a month for my side hustle. That's great. And, the truth of the matter was, when I first started side hustling, I was doing things like freelance writing, updating continuing education papers, doing webinars, doing contract gigs. What I came to realize that while I was doing wasn't bad. It was great. I love it. I'm so grateful for every opportunity I've had. But the reality was, I was spending my time and my talents building someone else's dream. This is the reality, guys. We are either going to spend our careers building someone else's dream or building our own. Even when you look at a full-time job, we are working for someone, and someone at the top is making a lot of money, right? When we're doing contract gigs, we're getting paid kind of one and done for something that we do, but that company is paying us because they know that they could take what we've done, what we've created, whatever service we're offering, and they can use that to grow and scale and make even more money. So for us, if we're doing a contract gig or if it's a regular job, we're paid for the hours that we're working, for the contracts that we're doing. But if we have our own business, we are able to use our time and our talents creating opportunities within our own business where the income that we make will continue to grow. So within my own story, guys, I learned how to blog as a business. I learned technically how to blog, but then I learned those business skills on how to grow, how to level up. And I'm going to take a minute, I'm going to take a detour before I come back to my story, because I want to tell you guys a little bit about how you could actually make money blogging. Because if you're just tuning into this webinar and you want to learn how do I blog as a business, you might be like, well, what do you mean, Katie? How does this even work? So I'm going to break this down real simple for you, and hang in there with me. This concept, I'm breaking it down real simple. It's absolutely more complicated than this, but to make money, you need two things. You need something to sell, and you need someone to sell it to. So blogging is wonderful because it satisfies both the things. You have someone to sell, and you can create something to sell to them. So let's talk a little bit about what is the something to sell. So there are many different ways that you can make money through blogging, but these are the core things that I do through my blog as far as making money. So first off, I sell ebooks. I have 2 e-cookbooks and I have a regular ebook. I sell digital handouts. I have courses. I make money through affiliate income where I sell other people's products and make a commission off of it. I make money by having ads on my website, The Geriatric Dietitian, and sponsored content I don't have yet. That is actually one of my goals for 2020. I'm 2021, but my goal is to make money by having sponsored posts on the blog or on social media for the geriatric dietitian. And then finally, freelance work. And that is something where when you have a blog, it kind of sets you apart as an expert within your niche. And people often will find you online, or you could use it kind of as a little bit of street cred that, hey, I'm an expert in this area, go check out my blog. And it can really help connect you with different freelance opportunities where you are able to do contract work for someone else. I like freelance work because it is something that you can do to make money while you're building your blog. You're going to hear me say this a couple times, that blogging is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes time to build your blog, but if you're willing to do the work and stick with it, you absolutely can build massive traffic, make massive impact, and make massive income. So it's a long-term game. You're not going to push publish on your blog and start rolling in the dough. So freelance work is a beautiful way that you can start making money immediately as you are building up this blog, where you will be making more money later as you are building your own blog, your own dream, your own business. So you might notice I have two little stars on here, the very last two things. And the reason I have stars is I want to differentiate the difference between passive income and active income. The two stars are active income, everything else is passive income. So if you're not familiar with these concepts, passive income is where you take the time, you create a product once. Now, you do have to market it. If you have a blog, you have people coming to your website, then that kind of helps fulfill the traffic. So you do need to market that product, and you're able to sell it on autopilot. I often call this money you make in your sleep. I'll wake up, I'll check my phone, I'll be like, look at all this money I made. I didn't do anything. It's so wonderful. So for me, passive income are those ebooks. I created them. They're on my website. People are coming to my website because they have certain problems that these ebooks fulfill. They buy the ebooks, and again, I just make completely passive income. I'm not trading my time for money. So active income is where you trade your time for money. It is, I work a certain amount of time, I get paid a certain amount of money. So think of hourly pay. Maybe this is a salary job. This is contract work. So active income is only so scalable because we only have so much time in the day, right? Only so much time in the week and the month. So active income is a wonderful way to make money, but there is a cap typically on how much money you can make through active income. I say typically because there's all kinds of different things you can do as a business owner to make massive money through active income, but it is very different from passive income, where you take the time, you create it, and you are able to sell it on autopilot. So again, through the blog, I am able to sell ebooks, digital handouts, courses. I'm able to make affiliate sales and make money through ads, and I'm not doing anything on the day-to-day basis, and I'm still making income through these ways. Now, if I wanted to get a sponsored gig where a company or a brand is promoting something on my social media, on my blog, now that's going to take time for me to work with them, right? If I do freelance work, if I'm doing freelance writing, speaking, webinars, working on a project, that's going to take my time. So the beauty of having a blog is that we can create something to sell. We can create multiple streams of income. So we could have, all of these different things. So we're making money in all these different ways. And multiple streams can be from passive income, where we are not trading time for money. That gives us back time where we could do other things, and it brings in more money so we could work less. It's a win-win. So now let's talk a little bit. We talked about, what to sell. Let's talk about the someone to sell it to piece of making money. So how do you find someone to buy the things that you have to offer? Well, we could use a blog, social media, email marketing. And I will say, as a business blogger, you should absolutely be using all three. But the blog is really, for me, the meat and potatoes of how to find someone to sell something to. So for those of you who don't know, a blog article is something that comes up when you search for something online. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later, but I just want to give you a sneak peek. Most of us go to Google or a search engine when we have a question. We want to know, what's the best hotel to stay at in Anaheim? What's a recipe for making brownies without eggs? How to build my own patio, right? We go to search engines because we have questions. When we search for a question, it pulls up, different websites, and we click on them. And when we go into that website, we are reading blog articles. So if someone asks, how does a blog work? A blog is working by bringing in traffic because you are answering questions to people's problems by writing really amazing articles on your website related to whatever topic you are, have your website about. So I mentioned this before. Again, I'm going to say it again, but blogging is a long-term game. we talk about Google because it is the major search engine, like 95% of people use it. And it takes anywhere from 6 to 9 months for Google to pick up a brand new baby blog. And this makes sense. People start blogs every day. There's a lot of money to be made blogging, and a lot of people are starting blogs because they want to get rich quick, and most of them give up. Or they're creating a blog that's real spammy because they're just trying to make money and they're not providing valuable content. So there's all of these websites that get created all the time, and Google wants to be legit. They want to be reliable. They want to make sure that they're only pulling up the best content for their users. So it takes some time for your website to be online before they really start including you in the search rankings. So it's a long-term game, but it is an amazing way to reuse content for years to come. When it comes to social media, you spend all this time making this amazing post, and it's on someone's news feed today, then it goes down and it's like gone. It's like in the social world somewhere. Now someone can go back to your page and dig and find it later, but for the most part, that content is kind of like one and done. Where if you put that same content on a blog, it continues to live there, grow. More people can find it over and over again. They can come back to it every day, every month, every year, and you just continue to reuse it. You will bring in massive traffic without having to post every day, like on social. Well, you don't necessarily have to post every day on social, but it's a way where, you don't have to post to your blog every single day. I post blog articles. My goal is to post between 4 and 6 blog articles a month on the Geriatric Dietitian. I was doing less than that when I started, but I kind of found my groove for what I'm doing at that number. But it's a way where you're not posting every day and you're not getting burnt out. It's something where even if you want to step away and take a little break, all of that content that's already online is going to continue to bring you in traffic. So when we talk about making money, how we need something to sell and someone to sell it to, it really is all about the right timing. If you don't have an audience, it kind of makes sense, guys. No one's going to buy. So the number one objective when you start blogging is to build your audience. Then over time, you will strategically build income sources. And plus the reality is that you might not know what your audience really wants right now. Over time, your audience is going to tell you what they want, what they need if you actually listen. So really, we don't want to waste time creating products and services that no one wants or will buy. And I will say dietitians are real good doers. We're great at creating the product, the service, the handout, but we really have to make sure that's what our clients want. So it is a balance. To make money online, we need something to sell to people, someone to sell it to. It's all about timing, doing things in the right order. So let me show you how I make money through blogging with a geriatric dietitian. I like talking about money. I like showing specific examples. So I hope this is helpful to show you guys how this actually works. So I have multiple income streams through my blog. This is all stuff that I do on my own time, on my own schedule. I work a full-time job. I have kids. All of this stuff is completely possible. Again, it's all just about timing and doing it strategically. I didn't build all this stuff overnight. My blog is a little over a year and a half old right now. So just wanted to give you guys that perspective. So I make money by, I do have a course on my website. I sell on-demand webinars. I have affiliate sales through different affiliate programs. Big one is Amazon Associates. I do some work for brands and companies. I sell digital goods. I mentioned my ebooks. I do interviews where I actually have marketing companies who interview me as a subject matter expert. They find me through Google. It's a wonderful, easy way to make income. And then also I do have ads on my website. I do have a couple things grayed out, freelance writing and live webinars. I used to do those a lot more as I started my blog, but now that I'm making a lot more income through the blog, I'm kind of backing off on doing those items because those are more active income. I'm trading my time for money. So I'm trying to lean into more passive income sources. So I'm working less and making more. So let's talk about my traffic. So this is the traffic that I pulled when my blog was 19 months old. So I know depending on when you're going to watch this, the actual dates might change. So I wanted to be clear that I started my blog on June 29th, 2019. And this data is coming from when my website was 19 months old. The truth of the matter is our traffic always goes up and down. It's how it always works. So on Google, my website, I'm getting 105,000 sessions per month. On social media, on Instagram, I have a little over 3,000 followers. My Facebook group just has under 2,000 members, and my Pinterest page has over 500,000 monthly viewers. That sounds real fancy. I will tell you it's not that fancy. It just means people who see my pins when they're scrolling and searching through Pinterest. But the more people that see my pin, the more likely they are to click on it. So it's a good thing. And then I have a little over 1,000 people on my email marketing list. So if you see this right here, this is actually from a website called Google Analytics, and it's telling you the traffic on my website. So here is where I started my website. And you could see I didn't really have much traffic until this is the 9-month mark. Then all of a sudden, my website starts taking off. So this was all because of a strategy that I use called search engine optimization, and essentially Google started picking up my website. So you will see little spikes in my traffic that came from social media posts, but my website has continued to grow. A little drop around Christmas time because apparently not a lot of people are online during Christmas, but then continued to grow as we entered the new year. So I do want to mention I do have another part of my business that I have through Dietitian Side Hustle, which is actually the part that you're watching right now. So I do have one live webinar I do, and I make on-demand webinar sales. I do have affiliate programs that I sell through. I have my own course, coaching, and then my group program. So let's take a look back in 2020. I do share an income report on my website, dietitiansidehustle.com. I have one for 2019, 2020, and I will have one for 2021. It's something I plan to do every year because, again, I like talking about money. I think that more dietitians need to be sharing these numbers so we can see what is possible, what things take, and really to help inspire us to level up and make more money as dietitians and do all these things we're excited about. So looking at 2020, and this was a time where I was doing a lot more active income. I'm shifting as I'm making more money to more passive income, but I did webinars. I made about $3,200. About 1/3 of that was passive income, money I made through webinars I already did that people bought on demand. $3,200, the same amount actually, was through freelance writing. I sold about $400 in digital goods, not a ton, but it was all passive. I sold over $2,000 through ebooks. I made over $13,000 through affiliate sales, over $2,000 through coaching, and over $8,000 different work with brands and companies. So I made about $33,000 last year in 2020 through my side hustle. But here's the best part. I get to choose what I want to do. I am the business owner. I am the CEO. I can say no if I want to. If an opportunity comes my way, it doesn't fit with my plan, with what I want to do, I can say no. It's all on my own time. I do it at times that work best for me, for my family, and I'm building my own brand. I am building my own dream. I'm using my skills, my time, my talents to grow and scale a business that will continue to live on year after year and bring in income year after year that will continue to grow and scale. Let me talk to you a little bit about the growth and the income. So these are actually just snippets of things I've shared on social media, but I thought they were helpful to show you guys. So this is showing my website on January 2020. And so a session is essentially someone coming to your website. I probably should have clarified that. It's not entirely like a unique user because the same person can come back to your website multiple times over the month, but it's different than page views. So, like if someone comes to my website and they go look at 5 different pages, sessions is something different. I just like to think of it. It's someone coming to my website throughout the month. So this is my website at about 6 months old. This was January 2020. I had 713 sessions that month, and I felt like $1 million. I thought that was amazing. 713 people I didn't even know came to my website. 1 year later, because I have a strategy that I utilize called search engine optimization, I had over 100,000 sessions of people coming to my website. So I just want to show you guys that websites, while it is a long-term game, you guys can absolutely grow, scale your blog, and get really amazing traffic because you can see this is a lot of people coming to my website, a lot of people who I could potentially sell my products or services to. So this is another piece here where I just wanted to show you guys that I'm making some really good passive income as we're moving into 2021. I do have ads on the website. I just got ads in November of, I got approved November of 2020. I started having ads on the website in December of 2020. So this is just showing in January of 2021, I made over $2,000 on my website completely passive, meaning I didn't work a lick. I didn't do anything. Obviously I did the work up front, but during that month, I didn't work to make this money. It's just passive income. So I made about $500 through ebook sales and $1,700 through ad revenue. So again, over $2,000 that month, completely passive income. And again, because my website is going to continue to be online, this is income that's going to come month after month. And as I continue to utilize strategies to grow and scale my blog, these numbers will hopefully get bigger and better. So looking into the future, my 2021 goals, I did hit ad revenue, so I'm getting that now. Amazon Affiliates is an affiliate program I actually just signed up for this year, and my goal is to get sponsorships for the blog. My goal for 2020 was to make $25,000. I made a little over 33, but my goal for 2021, guys, I've really scaled it up. I'm really dreaming big. I'm setting audacious goals. And again, this is 100% possible as a dietitian online because there are limitless opportunities, but my goal is to make $100,000 this year. So I also showed a little snippet here. This is from Mediavine. It's the ad network that I have on my website. And this is something I look at every morning, and it just shows me like when I did this snippet, you could see like the day before I made $62 on my website just by having ads on it. And the coolest part is like I didn't do anything. I just had ads. Visitors came to my website, and anyways, super cool. This also shows like in December when I first started my blog, how much money I made, in January, how much I made. And I just continue to, I'm actually making over $2,000 a month now through ad revenue. And it's the coolest thing ever. So what I learned through my journey from starting as a side hustler back in, several years ago, doing a lot of contract work for other people, and then all of a sudden I learned like, oh wait, I can blog and I can make this business online without seeing patients. What I've learned through this whole process, guys, is that our greatest limitation is ourselves. We hold ourselves back. I've also learned that you're either going to do two things. You're going to build your own dreams or build someone else's. Nothing wrong with building someone else's if that's what you're passionate about, but I know for me, I wanted to build my own empire. I've also learned that it takes significant investment to make money. And I'm not just talking about the investment of money. I feel like the investment of money is actually the easiest investment. Yes, things are expensive, and yes, money is hard to come by, but I think the harder things that we have to invest in is our mindset, is our willingness to be committed, to do the work, to grow and scale, to learn business skills, to just continue to develop yourself professionally, to surround yourself with the right community. There's all of these different personal investments that we have to put into growing and scaling our business and making money. And it takes a significant investment in yourself to make this happen. The other thing I've learned is that you do have to think and act like a business owner. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. Finally, taking action and being imperfect. I'm a recovering perfectionist, and I will tell you guys that it's something I have to continually work on, but I do know that if you want to blog as a business, then you have to be willing to take imperfect action. And then finally, I learned that there are limitless opportunities online. So, overall, if I were to wrap it up, my biggest discovery through my journey with side hustling, with blogging, I've discovered that it was my mindset and my ignorance and how to build my own business were holding me back from my biggest dreams and the ability to make massive impact in this world. So I want to know about you guys. Think about it. What is holding you back from your biggest dreams and the ability to make massive impact? Let me know. So, you guys, can you imagine looking back 1 to 2 years from now and being in the place where you are achieving your dreams, you're making money, you're making impact, and you're living the life you always wanted. So you guys, we're about to dig in. I know we're almost at the 30-minute mark, but we still got a lot to go, so hang in here with me. I do want to provide a disclaimer, and I hope that this is clear, but I just want to say it up front before we move forward, is that by simply watching this video, you're not going to get results. You really have to do the work. You have to take massive action, and you have to relentlessly pursue your dreams. Blogging is not a get-rich-quick opportunity, but I'm happy to show you how it can be done. So I do want to encourage you guys to stay to the end. I do have a special bonus for you guys, so let's dive in. So what to expect, I am going to teach you guys how to blog as a business, bringing in multiple streams of income on your own time from the comfort of your own home and without seeing patients. So I do want to present to you guys the Blogging Accelerator Pyramid. And this is really just a pyramid on, when it comes to blogging, where are you on the pyramid now and where do you want to be? So I'm kind of using terms like, dietitian to be, terms that we use in our field that hopefully is helpful for you to understand. At the very bottom of the pyramid, we have the blogger to be. Now, this is someone who wants to start a blog. They want to create passive income streams, but they're really unsure of their niche or how to even get started. Next up, we have the blogger. Now, this is someone who actually has a blog. They hit publish, their blog is live in the world, but they're still trying to figure out how to make it grow. Like, how do I get that traffic? Next, we have the blog employee. Now, this is someone who's starting to make money, but They want to continue to grow and scale with more passive income. I say blog employee because they're still working for their blog. They're like an employee to their blog. They're still having to work a lot to make that money. Finally, at the top of the blog pyramid, we have the blog boss. Now, this is someone who has a successful blog with multiple streams of income, and now they're working less and making more. So really, the keys to success for moving up this pyramid, if you're a blogger to be, you have to figure out your path and you have to build that darn blog. As a blogger, you have to learn how to grow that blog. You have to learn search engine optimization, and then you need to build up multiple income streams. From there, you need to focus on continuing to be motivated, being consistent, surrounding yourself with community that is going to build you up, inspire you, keep you going. You need to automate, systemize, and potentially hire. And then at the very top, as a blog boss, you have to continue to grow and invest in yourself. It really never ends when it comes to investing in your mind and learning and growing and leveling up. So let's talk about dietitian blogger problems again. So when it comes to, again, the three biggest problems I see for dietitians starting a blog, it is they don't know what they want to do. They don't know how to do it. And then when we take those two things, combine it with perfectionism that plagues dietitians, we have overwhelm and inaction. So we're going to talk about all three of these problems and these solutions. So problem number one is you just don't know what you want to do. So I don't want to spend a ton of time on this particular piece because I want to talk more about the blogging aspect, but you're never going to be able to start a blog if you don't figure out what you want to do, right? So the solution is learning what's possible. Earlier in the webinar, I talked to you guys about what I've done. I've shown you an example. I showed you guys the numbers. I showed you where I was, where I'm going. I talked about those multiple ways to make money through blogging. So by learning what's possible, that kind of opens your eyes like, oh, well, maybe I can do this. What do I want to do here? Next, you have to discover your passion. You really have to uncover, what do I love? What am I good at? What is something that as a blogger, I'm going to be, we're looking at blogging as a business. This is not a hobby. This is something that once you start, you're going to continue to grow and scale it for years and years to come. So what is a topic that you are happy to continue to write about year after year after year? So I feel like some people, they really lean into, well, I'm really passionate about this, but I kind of feel like there's already a lot of people doing it. Or I kind of feel like, oh, maybe I can make more money doing this. But if you lean into just making the money, if you're worried to do what you want to do just because of what other people are doing, you're probably not going to have success long-term. And we want to blog as a business. We want to have long-term success. So you really have to figure out, what am I passionate about? What am I good at? What are those things that just come to me easily? I think sometimes as dietitians, we think we have to work really hard and be challenged a lot to make money. But you guys, those things that are super easy, they come natural to you, that you're like, oh my gosh, I could do this in my sleep. I feel almost like I'm robbing someone getting paid to do this. So it's so easy. Like, no. That's what you should be doing more of. Like, that is your zone of genius. And that is perfectly okay to make money doing something that is easy for you. So you have to figure out, what are you passionate about? What do you want to, have your blog about? What is your niche going to be? What is your specific area that you're going to speak to? And then finally, you just have to pick the path. I feel like that's a little bit of a hard way of saying it, but you just have to pick. You just have to decide. You can't be like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. You got to pick one thing. I will say I do multiple things. Pick one thing to start with. You could do more things later once you're mastering that thing, but you got to pick your path. But here's the reality. You need to make a decision, then you need to take action. Don't get stuck. You got to move forward. The reality is, you're not married to your niche. You could always pivot. You could always change. But again, if you don't figure out what you want to do, you are never going to get started. So, you guys, what's your passion? If you had a blog, what would your niche be? Let me know. So let's talk about problem number 2. This one we're going to spend a little bit more time on. So this is the problem of, you don't know how to do it when it comes to a blog, right? And I totally get that. The tech, all the things, the business skills. So the solution is, you need to learn how to build the blog. You need to learn how to grow the blog. And then you need to learn business skills. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how to build a blog. This is my 6 steps to building a blog. It's kind of like the whole making money. To make money, you need to, have something to sell and someone to sell it to. I break it down really easy, but I think you guys know there's so much more behind the scenes to that. So just know that as I'm talking about the 6 steps to building a blog, there's a lot more behind the scenes, but I want to break it down so you guys can understand this. Now, I'm talking about how to build a blog you can monetize. Build a blog that is your own, that you own, that you can, make money through those areas I talked about before on how you can make money blogging, through ads, through all the things. So to do this, you need to create a self-hosted website. A lot of people lean into the pre-made platforms like a Wix or a Squarespace or a WordPress.com, and I would advise against those only because there are limitations when it comes to search engine optimization, growing and scaling your blog. And the reality is that you don't technically own that. Someone else owns that thing. You are just kind of having a platform on it. So if you really want to have a blog that you're going to monetize, it's going to cost you a little bit of money up front. A little less at the time that I'm recording this, a little less than $90 to buy your website domain and to buy website hosting for the first year of blogging. I'm going to explain what this means. So I'm going to use the analogy of a house. Think of your website as a house as we go through these steps. So the first step to building your blog is you need to create a domain name. This is your URL, your www.website.com. So think of this as your street address on the internet. It tells people where to find your website. So you have a street address, but that's not enough. Next, we need to secure a host. Think of this as the land where your website will live on the internet. So that is called a website host. This piece does cost money. And the domain costs money, but not much, like $12 a year. So after that, you have an address, you have some land, but you still don't have a home. Next, you need to add a content management system. This is the frame of your house. This is the space and the rooms that your content will be arranged in. So the content management system that I use and recommend is WordPress.org, not to be confused with WordPress.com. So you got to have that frame, right? We got to have a frame before we start putting the things in the house. So step number 4 is, now we have the bones of our house, we need to pick a theme. This is where we select the look and feel of our website. So we now have a welcoming home on the internet. But we're not done yet. We need to learn search engine optimization so that people can actually find our website on the internet. I kind of think of this as the phone book, like back in the day, if you guys remember what a phone book was, people would go to the phone book to find someone's number or where they live or all the things. So, we got to make sure that we learn how to make people find our happy home on the internet. And then finally, the last piece is to plan your content. Now that you have this website home, you need to be a good host. You need to plan out quality content and be sure to post consistently. So I know this is a little small, but this is everything all wrapped up. You need to have a domain name. You need to have a street address. You need to have your website host, so some land. You need to have a content management system. That is the framework. You need to pick a theme so you can decorate your pretty house. You need to learn SEO so you can make sure people can find you. And you need to plan your content so you could be a host, a good host. So how do we do this? Now, there's lots of different ways to do it, but just showing you how I do this and how I could help you guys do it if you want to. So I choose Google Domains to get my URL. It costs me $12 a year at the time that I'm recording this. I use SiteGround as a website host. That one's a little more expensive, but again, we're blogging as a business. Businesses have expenses. Astra as a theme, there's a free version. I do use the paid version, but I use the free one for the first year. And then finally, WordPress.org. And then also I do have a couple of programs available that I will talk about later that can help you build your blog. So now we talked about how to build a blog. Let's talk about how to grow your blog, because I mentioned it's not enough just to have a website. You got to figure out the strategy on how to grow your website. So there are 2 ways that you can grow your blog. You could use SEO, which is search engine optimization, or you could use chance. Now, I will tell you, some people have, just by chance, they put content out on the internet and they just happen to luck out and their website will rank. So that is possible, but that is not how you build a business. You really have to learn SEO strategy. And I will tell you, to be blunt, if you're not learning SEO, you are wasting your time blogging. You're putting out content that no one is going to be able to find. And it really is just a waste of time, your energy, and you're also creating amazing content that people need to see. They need to learn from, and they're never going to see it if you don't learn SEO. So let's talk a little bit about search engine optimization. This is just this is just the definition I found on Google. So this is coming from the Oxford Dictionary. Search engine optimization is the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website by ensuring that the site appears high on the list of results returned on a search engine. And then they have a little sentence here that the key to getting more traffic lies in integrating content with search engine optimization and social media marketing. So really, guys, SEO is just a strategy that we use to get more people on our website, and we're doing that by making sure that we rank high on search engines. I'm gonna keep going through this. I'll explain a little more. So some stats on SEO. We keep talking about search engines, and that's because 93% of people go online through search engines. We have a question. Again, I mentioned, best hotel to stay in Anaheim, best shoes for, doing a marathon. I don't know. But, we typically go online through a search engine, and search engines lead us to blog articles. That's why we're creating blogs. 90% of search engine users use Google. And I think I mentioned 95%. I feel like with all these statistics, depending on where you're pulling them from, they kind of vary a little bit. But most people are using Google as a search engine. That's why we talk about Google when it comes to blogging. We want to essentially rank on the first page of Google. That is our goal with SEO. The number 2 search engine is YouTube, which is also owned by Google. And then finally, 75% of people never scroll past the first page of Google. So when you search something in Google, in a search engine, it pulls up 10 websites that hopefully answer your question. And so most people, think about what you do. If you Google something and you don't see what you're looking for on the first page, do you click to the second page? Maybe you do, but most of us are going to search a different query. We're going to change our search because we're like, oh, maybe I didn't clarify that. So when it comes to SEO, when it comes to growing our blog, our whole strategy is to get on the first page of Google because that's, most people are using Google and most people are looking at the first page. This is just a little snippet that shows on the first page of Google, if you are in the number 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spot, 4 spot, it just shows you the percentage of people that click on the number 1 spot when they search a term. Down the line. So we want to be on the first page of Google, but you can see clearly we want to be in the number 1 spot on the first page of Google for a topic related to our website. So that is really all I'm going to say for now about SEO. But again, it is very, very important for blogging. It is a must. You have to learn it. So next, blog business skills. Business skills are so important because we are treating blogging as a business, not as a hobby. You need to think like a business owner. You need to think and act like a CEO, the chief executive officer of your website, of your brand, of your business. You need to set audacious goals. You need to be a visionary. You need to have the ability to see the invisible. Set these really big goals. Once you have these big goals, you know where you are, you know where you want to be. You need to create a strategic plan to get there. So this is how do I know where I'm going, right? We need to be very strategic and actionable in everything that we're doing. We need to build confidence and have massive belief. We need to invest in our businesses and ourselves. And I mentioned that investing is not just money. It is also investing our time, investing our belief, investing our energy, investing in the right community. We need to take advantage of business tax deductions. I will tell you that's one of the coolest things of being a business owner is all of the tax deductions I have and all the benefits of being a business owner. And then finally, you need to be willing to take risk. And what I mean by that is you need to be willing to take imperfect action. And I know that's hard for a lot of dietitians to be imperfect, but perfectionism is only going to get you so far. Done is better than perfect. You have to take action over and over and over again. So, you guys, I know that was a lot, but what is your greatest barrier when it comes to starting a blog? I want you to think about that. When you think about, okay, I want to start a blog, but what's holding me back? Is it, figuring out what I want to do, figuring out how to do it, or figuring out those business skills so that I could actually make money through this blog? Because we're looking at blogging as a business and not as a hobby. We're looking at creating a blog to make income, to make impact, and to change people's lives. So let's shift gears and look at our third and final problem. So if we take that combination of problem number 1 and problem number 2, so you don't know what you want to do, you don't know how to do it, you combine it with perfectionism, it leads to overwhelm and inaction. So what's our solution? So I will say, I think the number 1 most important thing is working on your mindset. We're going to talk about this a little bit more, but you do have to work on your mindset. You have to let go of perfectionism. It does not serve you. It will not get you to where you want to go. And then you have to take massive action. You have to learn to let go, take massive action, and you have to be willing to be imperfect. You need to surround yourself with community that is going to help you get there. So you guys, it is all about mindset. One of my business coaches says with everything in life, it's 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. What that means is 20% is doing the thing. It's the blogging, it's the being a dietitian, it's the whatever it is. Only 20%. 80% of it is the mindset. It's the belief that you can do anything. And I feel like the more I've been in entrepreneurship, guys, I almost feel like that number is like 95% mindset. And I know that might sound a little crazy. And And I hope that makes sense, but really we hold ourselves back. That's the thing that holds ourselves back, is we don't set our goals big enough. We get stuck in perfectionism and all the things. So it really is all about mindset. And you guys, anything is possible, even the impossible. And I'm not saying that to be cheesy. I'm saying it because it is 100% true. You just have to believe it. So I want each and every one of you to expect greatness. If this is your main takeaway from this webinar today, even though it's about blogging as a business, this section where I'm talking about mindset right here, these are the things that I hope that you walk away with. I hope with whatever you do, blogging as a business, anything within your personal life, within your career, I want you to move forward expecting greatness. So I want to talk to you guys about expectation really quick. This is concepts from Myron Golden, who is amazing. So when it comes to expectation, it all has to do with our outcome. What are we expecting is going to happen? And then trying to think of what do we think is going to happen? Is it going to be undesirable or desirable? So if we think that something undesirable is going to happen, then that leads to anxious apprehension. We think, I'm going to spend all this time and money in starting a blog and it's not going to work. It's not going to grow traffic. No one's going to come to my website. What's that going to make? If that's your expectation, is that you're going to fail, you're going to have anxious apprehension. You're just going to be like, oh my gosh, this is awful. Where? If your outcome is desirable, you're like, I know this is possible. Katie says it is. She's shown how it is possible. I know I can do this. I just have to put in the time. I just have to put in the work. Then you know what? You're going to have joyful expectation. You are expecting that your outcome is going to be good. You're expecting that I'm going to do the work and I'm going to make money blogging. Then you will be excited. Like, man, I know blogging is a long-term game. I know I have to wait a year and a half, maybe 2 years, but I know when that comes, I'm going to be making passive income in my sleep, thousands of dollars a month. I know it's going to be worth it. I'm excited about it. So, you guys, the reality is that anxiety, that anxious apprehension from expecting something undesirable, that's what stops us dead in our tracks. And it leads us to waste our present energy on future outcomes. So, where does that anxiety typically stem from? You know it, dietitians. Perfectionism. So I think a lot of dietitians identify with being perfectionists. Not all of you, but most people are who are in this field. And the reality is that perfectionism, though most people wear it as a badge of honor, it is not really a badge of honor to be worn. It is a weakness, because perfectionism leads to paralysis. We get stuck. We can't move forward. Something has to be perfect. We spend so much time on something that we just don't get it done. Or we do, but it really leaves less time to do all the other things we could be doing. So, you guys, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to know everything. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to strive for imperfection, even if it's in tiny ways. But I want you to remember that done is better than perfect. So I have created a new badge of honor for you guys, and it is the Imperfectly Perfect badge. And this is something that I want each and every one of you moving forward beyond this webinar to just really try to lean into being imperfect and wear this as a badge of honor, that you are imperfectly perfect. You are taking action. You are confident knowing that I don't have to know everything. I can figure it out as I go. I know that done is better than perfect, and that's how I'm going to reach my goals, because I know a lot of you right now, you maybe have thought about blogging for a while, and maybe not even blogging. Maybe this is all new to you and you're excited about it, but you're just like, I want to have my own business. I want to make money. I want to have a side hustle. But what's kept you from moving forward? Some of it's not knowing, but a lot of it is the perfectionism, thinking I have to know everything first. I have to be perfect first. I have to figure it out first. I have to become an expert in this area of nutrition first. You don't have to. You just have to take action. So thinking of the mindset to start, really, when you move forward and start a business, it's not about being busy, like just filling up your time, but you have to be focused. You have to be strategic. You don't want to be wasting time, but you do need a concrete idea of what your future will look like. You need to figure out, when we talked about thinking and acting like a CEO, you need to know where you are, where you want to go, have a strategic plan to get there. That is your path. You need to be willing to forgo perfectionism. You need to let go of anxiety and ego, and a lot of perfectionism lies within ego. You need to take imperfect action, and you need to pursue your dreams relentlessly. So, who is with me? Are you ready to let go of perfectionism and take action? Let me know. So, you guys, we are wrapping up this section where we talked about these dietitian blogger problems. We've talked about what are the things that are holding back dietitians from starting blogs and, blogging as a business, making money online. Number one is not knowing what you want to do. But we've learned that, you just got to learn what's possible. You got to uncover what is your niche, and you have to move forward and take action. So maybe you don't know how to do it. Well, then gosh, you need to learn. You need to learn how to build that blog, how to grow that blog, how to think like, act like, be a CEO. And then when it comes to, taking the don't know what to do, don't know how to do it, plus perfectionism leads to that overwhelm. Well, you just need to take imperfect action. That is what you need to do. So my question for you guys, how are you going to get results? How are you going to start blogging? So there's two options. There are the people who are the DIYers, the people who like to do it yourself, or you could work with me. So I do want to talk to you guys. I'm going to shift gears. Again, there's going to be a bonus at the end, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my signature program, which is the Blogging Accelerator program, which really is all about blogging as a business. So who is this program for? So we talked about the little pyramid before, and this program is for bloggers to be and bloggers. So you can have no idea what you want to do and really thrive in this program. You can have an idea of what you want to do and thrive. And I will tell you, you could already have a blog. You could have a blog that's not making money, and you will thrive in this program. So who is this program not for? It is not for someone who is already making decent income through your blog. If you already have a blog and you're crushing it, then awesome. These are probably too basic of concepts for you. This is not for anyone who's looking to get rich quick. It also isn't for someone who's unwilling to be imperfect and take action. I mean, if you're willing to do it, that's fine. You're probably going to struggle for a while as you learn to let those things go over and over and over again. I will tell you, sometimes I get stuck in it, but you have to be willing to take imperfect action. This is not for someone who isn't ready to invest in themselves. And again, not just investing the money, but investing the time, the belief, the energy, all the things that it takes to get the work done. And it's also probably not for you guys out there who really hate writing. I mean, I will say there are you can transcribe, you could talk into a microphone and have stuff transcribed and edit it. But if you're like, I totally hate writing, blogging is a website, and websites are written words. I mean, there's opportunities with blogging, video blogs, and different things out there, being an influencer, being on YouTube. But if you totally hate writing, then maybe blogging's not for you. But, probably if you hated writing, you wouldn't be listening to this. But let's shift gears. So I want to know, do you guys want to learn more about how you can work with me to start blogging as a business? Let me know. So if you guys are okay with it, let's dive in and talk about our Blogging Accelerator program. And again, this is my signature program for blogging as a business. This is the program that moves dietitians up the pyramid from being either a blogger to be or a blogger to becoming that blog employee who's making money to the blog boss at the top. So I really go through this program using what I call the blog monetizer method, and I am going to walk you through the details of each of these. It's an 8-week program, and really this is each block is a week. So let me show you what those weeks look like. So the time commitment for the program, it's a 2-month program, 8 weeks total, and the time commitment for you guys for watching videos, doing the work, is about 5 to 7 hours per week. Now, this will only happen if you're willing to be imperfect. If you can spend a ton of time really getting a little obsessive and wanting to be perfect in a certain section. So the time commitment is really designed to help you move forward with imperfect action. So the time commitment, it is 2 months, 8 weeks total, 5 to 7 hours per week. So I want to talk to you guys about what each week is and what the outcome of that week will be. In week 1, it is all about discover. You will leave that week with a focused niche, a brand, and an understanding of business basics. You'll figure out what you want to do. In week 2 is the week of build. You are going to leave that week with a live website ready to monetize. I know it sounds crazy, but you are going to build a perfectly imperfect website in 1 week. In week 3, it's going to be all about learn. You'll leave that week with the understanding of the basics for growing your blog. Week 4 is all about finding the gold. You are going to be able to create a list of topics to create blog posts on for your first year of blogging. In week 5, it's all about create, and we're creating a few things. It's creating, so pretty much at the end of the week, you will have confidence in creating more content in less time. Week 6 is all about nurture. You'll begin building your audience online, and that includes within, the website, but then also outside. So through social media, through email marketing. Week 7 is the week of dream, where you will leave the week with a list of products and services to create as you grow your brand. If you remember before, I talked, it's all about the timing. You need something to sell and someone to sell it to. We need to start off with really building our audience. And then as we grow, we need to strategically create products and services for people to buy. So a lot of it is, by the time this 2-month program ends, you'll really have a plan with what you want to do. And we do talk specifically about how to do the things. So there's a lot of actionable items in there. But the last week is the week of plan, and you will leave that week with a strategic plan, moving forward with confidence, excitement, determination, and tenacity. The Blogging Accelerator course is valued at $1,997. This 8-week program has 4 components each week. So when you go into each week, you'll start off with an intro. This is a video where I just give you a little bit of inspiration on what you need to do going into the week related to your mindset. Then you have your core learning content. These are the things you need to learn for each week of the program. Then resources for you to download. My whole goal is give you guys everything you need to do to blog as a business to make your lives easier, because why reinvent the wheel? And finally, after the end of each week, there is an action item. So this isn't just about learning. This is actually about getting out there and doing the thing. So let me show you a little sneak peek of what the course looks like in our Thinkific platform. So you could see here in week 1, there is a little intro in this week, but there is a introduction video. There are 4 key learning videos for this week, a bunch of resources to download, an action item, and it just continues each and every week. So this program also includes those tools and templates that I've been talking about. This is a value of over $500, and pretty much, again, anything that you need to start your blog, I'm trying to provide for you. And I will tell you, I continue to go back and add to this resource list. So as of right now that I'm recording this, there is our program guide, business starter checklist, social media starter checklist, website starter checklist. Dietitians love a good checklist. It just helps make sure here's everything you need to do to accomplish the thing. There's a workbook that goes along with the Blog Builder course, blog tracking spreadsheet, keyword research strategy tool, financial tracking worksheet, some email templates, some tracking information for your login, web page templates, my volunteer program checklist, an email marketing checklist, blogging as a business worksheet, 5 strategies to free up time, and 75 plus resources to save you time and money. So let me show you a sneak peek of what some of these resources look like. So this is our business starter checklist, our online dietitian volunteer program, and the program guide, and our strategies to create more time. So I mentioned how at the end of every week there are action items. So how those work is in the Thinkific platform, there's a link to our Facebook community. Now this Facebook community is designed to help keep you accountable, keep you inspired, encouraged by all the other people in it. But we have some guides set up in our group, and this is a members only group. So each week you'll get a direct hyperlink to where you need to go. It's not too hard. So for example, here on week 1, when you're done, you go to your action item, and you're actually going to share with everyone, what is your niche? What is your blog name? You're going to share that below. So each of the 8 weeks, there's an action item designed to help keep you on track and doing the thing that you were so excited to do. So this Facebook group I'm talking about, to me, this is the bread and butter of the program. You have access to this Facebook community for life. Now, this is an amazing group of over 40 dietitians on the exact same journey as you. And again, this group has been the highlight of this program for me, and I would probably say for everyone in it. It's a place where, yes, you're in the Blogging Accelerator program for 8 weeks, but what happens after that 8 weeks is done? In a lot of ways, you're just getting started. So you have this community where you can ask questions, share content. Sometimes I'll go live in the Facebook group and provide a training as needed. So really, it's designed to provide you continued support as you enter this world as a blogger. So we have our 8-week online course, all those tools and resources that I keep adding to, lifetime access to our Facebook group, a value of $3,493. But there is more. So the first bonus is our Beyond the 9 to 5 coaching course. This is sold at a value of $349. And this coaching course is really designed to help get you beyond the 9 to 5, beyond the traditional job, having the career you've always wanted. Now, this might just be starting a side hustle. It might be, the goal of eventually becoming your full hustle. But essentially through this program, you're going to become laser focused as you start the side hustle of your dream. And you'll leave this course with a specific action plan tailored for you and what your strengths are, what you're good at, and again, for your specific dreams. It also comes with our dietitian coaching workbook valued at $47. This is a 30-plus page coaching workbook designed to complement as you go through our Beyond the 9 to 5 coaching course. And essentially, when you're done with this workbook, you'll have created a roadmap for your first 1 year of business. Now, I've also thrown in my Fulfilling 5 printable journal. So I do believe that success with business starts with success in life. We talk about work-life balance. I think, it's just life. We have to provide balance and take care of ourselves in everything we do. So this journal really helps you to be focused, helps to keep you fulfilled. There's places where you can check off, I call it my Fulfilling 5. You would learn about it in the program, but again, it's just to keep you balanced. And there's space for daily gratitude, journaling, just something to help keep you on track and motivated. So, adding on top of the 8-week online course, all those tools and resources, lifetime access to our Facebook group, you get the Beyond the 9 to 5 coaching course with workbook and journal, a value of $3,906. But there is more, because I know how hard it is to build a website, especially a website that you could eventually monetize. So I've created my Fast Track Blog Builder course. Now, in this course, I walk you through how to build the websites that I've created using Google Domains, SiteGround, WordPress, and Astro, which is a theme. And there's a workbook. And the whole vision behind this is to make it very easy for you to complete your website, because I know this part is hard. I know it's frustrating. There's really no way around it outside of hiring someone and paying them some big bucks to create your website. So along with this course is our Fast Track Blog Builder workbook. Now, this 16-page workbook is designed to guide you through the Fast Track Blog Builder course, and I'm going to show you a sneak peek of what it looks like. So this page right here is our program summary. In 1 week, you will be able to build your website. 1 week. The total time it'll take you is 5 hours and 30 minutes. Now, I'm not talking about a perfectly polished website, but I'm talking about a website that is published online, all the bones are there, and, you'll go back over time and tweak it as you go and make it a little prettier and a little bit, more to your likings. But essentially, your website will be ready to rock and roll in 5 hours and 30 minutes. So through this program, it does include not only the time that you're watching the videos, but the action time. So there's a little over 2 hours worth of videos and a little over 3 hours worth of action time. There are 14 lessons. Most of them are pretty short, but pretty much the goal is, if you see the time on a lesson, you have to have that much time to actually watch the video and do the thing. It's really important, watch and do, because a lot of these things that you'll be learning are kind of technical and confusing, and you got to do it right away or else you're going to forget. Most of them are short, except for we do have one lesson where you're kind of building the bulk of your content, and it's just a long one. It's just the way it is. But there are links to everything you need. There are some tools. Here's an example of one of the lessons. Here's our intro. So the video is 8 minutes long, and it takes you 7 minutes to do the thing. It's 15 minutes total. Here's the direct link that you need. Here's your action item, and here's some tips and a place to kind of fill out your progress and information specific to you. So this is really the way the workbook and the course are designed. It's designed to make things simple for you, because building a website is confusing, and the goal of this is to help make it less confusing. I'm not going to lie and say that it's a complete breeze to build a website. It is frustrating, and I think that's a lot of people. They get frustrated, but here's the thing. When they're doing it on their own, they get stuck and they stop and they never move forward. If you're in this program, reach out to the Facebook group, reach out to me. We're going to encourage you and support you and get you the help you need to get that website live no matter what. So we will get you through it. So the Blogging Accelerator program includes that 8-week online course, those tools and resources, lifetime access to our Facebook group, the Beyond the 9 to 5 coaching course with workbook or journal, the Fast Track Blog Builder course and workbook valued at $4,302. But there's a little bit more. So we have our live Q&A calls. So as of right now, these calls are going monthly. So the live calls are really designed to complement the course. They help you to stay on track, stay motivated. You can ask questions at any time in our Facebook community, but sometimes it's just really helpful to ask, face to face or, over Zoom. And oftentimes questions other people have are like, oh man, I didn't even think of that. So if we add on those live Q&A group calls, the value of this program is over $5,000. Now, we did have one final bonus I just actually tacked on before I started recording, because I mentioned how I'm always adding new content to this platform as I find things that provide value to you all. So one thing that I've created since the last cohort launch is I've created a free Canva template library. It's something I realized creating things in Canva comes easy to me, but I run into people who say, oh my gosh, my brain doesn't work like that. That's so confusing. So these templates are designed just to take the confusion out of it, just to make it easy for you to grab and go. Some Instagram templates, some Pinterest templates, handout templates, and my e-cookbook template. Now, this is the template that I actually use for the 2 e-cookbooks that I sell. Super easy to convert to a regular ebook too if you're not doing recipes. But again, the whole point of this program is to make stuff easier for you so you can focus on taking action and moving forward as you are blogging as a business. So, looking here at the big picture of the Blogging Accelerator program, the goal is for you to build confidence, to take action, to stop dreaming and start doing. It is a step-by-step how-to, this is how you do it, now go take action program filled with accountability and support. You're doing the actual courses on your own in a platform, but you come back to the group with your action items. You come back to the group with your questions. You go on those live calls. This program really encourages you to take imperfect action and build your brand. So, you guys, are you ready to get started with the Blogging Accelerator program? Now, the value of this program is over $5,000, but I am pricing it at $1,997. Our 5th cohort starts on July 12th. Now, I have a special for you guys, and I'm really excited for this, but it's also the last time this is ever going to be offered. So our last chance special. This program has been selling for $997. My intention was for it to go up in price a little bit sooner, but life stuff happened. Things got busy. I wasn't able to do a launch like I wanted to get as many of you guys on board and let you know about the program. So I'm doing a last chance special where you will save $1,000 on this program. Again, a $5,000 value, but you'll be saving $1,000 getting in this program for $997. You will have access to this program for life. And again, this is the last chance. This is the last time I will ever offer the prices this low. So if you want to get started, click on the link below or visit dietitiansidehustle.com/sales page. Now, some of you may have a link to get in the back end where you have the last chance link to pay for $997. When you go to your sales page, if it is the page that is the $1,997, put in the code last chance. Last chance, no spaces. That's going to take $1,000 off and bring you down to our last chance ever price. That coupon code last chance does expire on July 12th, and the website that is up now with $997, that one's going down too on July 12th. So again, last chance. After this, it is going up to $1,997, and there are payment plans available, just so you know if that seems like, oh gosh, I don't have that money off. Right now we do have a 10-month payment plan. So, are you guys ready? So if you are ready now, click on the link below, visit our website and sign up. If you are on the fence, if you're like, okay, Katie, this sounds cool, but I'm not entirely sure this is for me, you can apply for a free strategy session. You can click on the link below or again, visit our website. You'll find it in there. And there's a button that says, schedule a free strategy session. You'll complete an application. I'll get that email and I'll connect with you and we will hop on a call and see if this is the right fit for you. And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, Katie, but maybe not for me right now, you can help by spreading the word. Let other dietitians know about this because I really have a passion for spreading the word about getting more dietitians online so we can drown out all of that incorrect information on the internet and then also provide dietitians for a space to build up a business online through blogging where they can build up multiple streams of passive income and really just have a career they want and do the things that they love to do. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what some of our bloggers have to say. This is a small group, about half of the people who went through our first cohort. And so we have Sunui here said that the Blogging Accelerator program was a great source of information and inspiration. She thought that, she said I was helpful and attentive, and she recommends the course if you want to see results. Grace shared that as a newbie to blogging, it was overwhelming, but through the program, everything was broken down. She talks about those great checklists and really all those steps to keep things simple. And finally, Maria shared that the Blogging Accelerator program helped her tremendously, gave her the encouragement that she needed to start, and it helped to keep her on track. And I like this comment she said here. It's so easy to say it's too hard or I don't have time. And that is very true because so many of us, we have these big dreams, but we never do them because life happens, right? And Maria also shared that she appreciated all the support and resources that she needed to succeed. So this is some comments from some of our most recent cohorts. Cohort 4 is going on right now, but this was cohort 3 that ended. This is a few of the people who'd finished. I just did some snippets from our Facebook group when they went and shared their action item of when they finished, because I thought they shared some fun things. So Susie here, she said, finished. She was appreciative of the program and the incredible resources available throughout, and she's excited to be a part of this community because Susie is going to be a part of this community for life. Kimberly also finished, and she talks about, now I just need a way to keep myself accountable without these weekly videos. But that's why we have the Facebook group. And she shared that the resources have been helpful, and she knows they will continue to be, and she's very glad she found the program. Ashley also finished, and she was so excited to have her blog started and a plan in place to start moving forward. She learned so much over the 8 weeks of the program, and she knows she would have never gotten this all together on her own. So yeah, she loved the program as well. And then finally, Elizabeth, she shares, wow, I finished. It feels so good to embrace perfectly imperfect and have things done. So she is excited for what's next, and so am I. This is really a great program, and if you are willing to put in the work and complete your lessons, do your action items, success will come. You will be able to do this, and it's so amazing to be on the other side of 8 weeks, because I will tell you, with every cohort we've done, it has just gone by so fast. So let me tell you about my dream, guys. So my dream is that I want to help dietitians become bloggers, so that every time someone searches a nutrition-related topic online, it pulls up a blog written by a registered dietitian. 2 reasons. So that the public gets correct information. We know how much incorrect information is. And in a lot of ways, we are helping out our dietitian peers who are in the clinics, who spend, the first 10, 15 minutes of their, sessions weeding through all that incorrect information people are getting online to get to the correct information, right? So it really does help the profession. And finally, it's I want to have dietitians blogging so that it's the dietitian making the money, because there's a lot of money to be made online. There is no cap. There is no limit. You are the key element on how much money you can make through blogging. And, if I have my way, if someone's talking about a nutrition topic, again, I want it to be correct, but I also want the dietitian to be making that money and not just someone who happened to fall into this space. So again, there's a lot of money to be made online. And if you are ready to get started, click on the link below or visit dietitiansidehustle.com/sales page. So couple questions for you. One of my business coaches, Javi, presented this concept of looking things in a certain way, and I just want to share it with you guys. So I want you guys to think, if all you did was this one thing, would it have been worth it? So if all you did was take this program and finally create clarity in your niche, finally figured out what you want to do, would it be worth it? If all you did was finally build that gosh darn blog, would it be worth it? If all you did was to learn how to let go of perfect, would it be worth it? If all you did was start taking action, stop dreaming, and start doing, would it be worth it? If all you did was join the right community to keep you encouraged and to keep you going, would it be worth it? If all you did was create passive income where you're no longer trading time for money, would it be worth it? If all you did was have all those dreams in your head actually come true, would it be worth it? And I think that it would. So let's talk about what might be holding you back. If you've heard me talk at all online, I like talking about money. I think it's a good thing when we have conversations about money, not only how much money we make as dietitians, but also how we invest, spend, charge, and use money. And I know that money is often a big thing that holds us back. So I want to talk about this. Dietitians struggle with money mindset issues. This is no secret. It is very common. So if we think about it, how many of us to go to school took out student loans? We worked an extra job so we could pay for school, because school wasn't cheap, right? So investing in school for most of us, it was easy. But these online programs, they're so new and they're so different. So it's kind of a mindset shift, and as far as oh, okay, this is an investment like school, but these are skills I'm going to learn to make me money beyond just becoming a dietitian. The other thing here I want to talk about is the DIY route. I think a lot of people think, oh my goodness, it costs so much money to take an online program. I'm just going to figure this out myself. I'm just going to Google it. I'm just going to figure it out. But here's the thing. Your time is money. If you take the DIY route, it's going to take you so much longer to get where you need to go. You might go the wrong direction, then you got to backtrack. You might need to hire someone to fix whatever, mistakes were made. And again, your time is money. Your time is valuable. The benefit of taking a program, you learn from successes and you learn from failures. So with the Blogging Accelerator program, you're going to be able to get to where your goals are much faster because you're given, here's the path that works, here's how you can save time of doing this, and also that customization on how it can help you specifically. The other thing about time, so when it comes to money, we get paid, most of us, every 2 weeks, right? Money replenishes. We get money, it comes back, but the thing about our time, it doesn't come back. So your time is more valuable than money. Your time does not replenish, and we only have so much time. So just keep in mind, if your vision is, man, I want to do this, but I'm going to do the DIY route, just keep that concept in mind, okay? Just want to encourage you to think of it that way, that your time is money. And then asking yourself, what is more valuable, time or money? If cash flow is the issue, you're like, gosh, Katie, I just don't have this money right now. That's okay. We have a payment plan available for you. It's a 10-month payment plan. I do not charge anything extra if you can't pay in full. It's just the price is spread out over 10 months. So when you go to the website, there is the option for the payment plan. So that absolutely is an option for you. And even if you start paying, you're like, okay, I've got the money now, I want to pay it off, we can do that as well. So let's talk about a couple other things that might be holding you back. Maybe money isn't the issue. Maybe you're like, oh man, I want to do this, but I'm just so worried I don't have the time. So I just want to bring back and remind you that the goal of this program is for you to spend 5 to 7 hours per week on the course. Now, I say 5 to 7 hours for a reason, because I know many dietitians are perfectionists. I know that you could easily spend 10 to 20 hours doing the thing, but I really encourage people in my program to stay focused on 5 to 7 hours per week, to embrace imperfection, because that's the only way they're going to get the thing done, reach their goals, and do what they want to do. And it really is something that is going to push you outside of your comfort zone in all the best ways, because again, it's designed to keep you on track. So again, this program, 5 to 7 hours per week. Hopefully that's doable for you. And the reality is, if you're thinking, I want to do blogging as a business, it's going to take you time to build your blog. It's going to take you time to do any type of business, side hustle, anything. And if you feel like you're not able to commit 5 to 7 hours per week now, then maybe this isn't the right time for you, because how are you going to be able to, do the work to make your dreams a reality? And the next thing here is that in the program, because I know time is such an issue, I've created a lesson entirely dedicated to creating more time. It's a really a good one. Even myself, I have to remind myself to come back to these things, because there are things that we can do on how we can create more time in our schedule. And, there's probably 5 to 7 hours a week in your schedule right now, just waiting for you to find and dig out. So the third objection that I see very commonly with this program, maybe it's not, you have the money, or you can make the payment plan, you've got the time, but maybe your thing is confidence. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, Katie, you did it. That's so great, but I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm good enough. I haven't been a dietitian long enough. I've been doing clinical so long, I don't know how to do anything else. Okay, I saw those testimonials you shared, Katie. I see those other dietitians did it, but that's just not me. I can't do it. Right? I think some of you out there do have the issue with confidence. So this program I mentioned, it's designed to help you take imperfect action. It's that perfectionism that really holds us up when it comes to having confidence. So this whole program is designed to help build your confidence, because the more you do, the more confident you become. You just have to do the thing over and over and over again. You get better, and then you become more confident because you realize, man, I really am good at this. And again, because this is such a common issue among dietitians, I've created a lesson specific to creating more confidence. So if you are doubting yourself, know that this is a community, and I am a person who is going to encourage you and believe in you until you are able to believe in yourself. So I want you to remember, you can take the DIY route, and you can pursue blogging as a business on your own. If this is your dream, then start today. I want you to take action and make your dreams a reality. If you're on the fence, apply for a free strategy session. Click on the link below or visit the website. So you guys, thank you so much for listening. I know this webinar went longer than I intended, but I had so much stuff I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for listening to my spiel about the program. And you guys, let's take over the online space and start treating blogging as a business. There are so many opportunities for us. Let's go do it. So you do have some emails coming your way. I have created some notes, a 2-pager for, I know we talked about a lot of stuff. So I made some really pretty notes for you that you could print out or save to your computer. And also in that email, there'll be a link to the replay so you could go watch it again later, not have to dig for it. So our 5th cohort starts July 12th. I mentioned that we have a last chance special where you will save $1,000 if you enroll anytime between now and July 12th. So, make sure if you're like, I want to do this, I'd encourage you to take action now. Take action while inspiration is hot, and make sure you get in before the program price goes up. And again, once you're in, you have access for life. So thank you guys so much. Let's get out there and do it. Take care, guys.